I'm your host, Maddie Margarita, here with Diana Pardee on tech, and it's Wednesday, time for the Southern California Writers Hump Day Book Tour. Every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Southern California Writers Association turns our Facebook page over to a different author to introduce themselves, their works, and their books, and maybe even share a quick writing tip or two. So take a break, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy as SCWA's Hump Day Book Tour proudly presents Tori Eldridge. Tori is the Anthony and Lefty Awards nominated author of The Ninja Daughter, which was named one of the best mystery books of the year by the South Florida Sun-Sentinel and was awarded the 2019 Thriller Book of the Year by Authors on the Air Global Network Radio, which we share a lot of friends there, Tori. Her short stories appear in several anthologies, and her screenplay, The Gift, earned a semifinalist spot in the prestigious Academy Nicholl Fellowship. Before writing, Tori performed as an actress, singer, dancer on Broadway, television, and film. She is of Hawaiian, Chinese, Norwegian descent and was born and raised in Honolulu, where she graduated from the Punahou School with classmate Barack Obama. Tori holds a 5th degree black belt in To-Shin Do ninjutsu and has traveled the USA teaching seminars on the ninja arts, weapons, and women's self-protection. Her second book in the Lily Wong series, The Ninja Blade, releases September 1st, 2020. Welcome, Tori.
Well, thanks so much for having me. This is really fun, Maggie.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and about The Ninja Daughter, and if you want to even get into The Ninja Blade, if we have time, that's up to you.
Ooh, what fun. Sure. Okay. So as you mentioned, The Ninja Daughter, so excited about this debut. It came out in November, and you know, it's just gotten a lot of love and nominations and stuff. And oh, I'm so thankful for it. And it's about a Chinese Norwegian modern day ninja who battles the Los Angeles Ukrainian mob, sex traffickers, and her own parents to save 2 desperate women and an innocent child. So it's action-packed, it's got a complex mystery, it's got deep family and cultural themes, and it's really close to my heart because it draws from my own heritage. My mother was Chinese Hawaiian from Maui, and my father was a North Dakota Norwegian, and they met and married in Tokyo, Japan. And of course, the ninja art that I trained in and have the 5th degree black belt in is a Japanese art. So these cultures these 3 cultures are intertwined in me, especially since both of my sisters were born in Tokyo. So the Chinese, the Norwegian Midwest, you know, all of that great wisdom and everything, and the whole Japanese aesthetic has been a part of my life forever. And so I wanted to put it in a novel and in a character like Lily Wong. Lily Wong's mother is an immigrant from Hong Kong. She's a businesswoman. She's not at all like my mother, but but she's a really dynamic woman. Think Michelle Yeoh. And her father should have been a farmer in North Dakota, but he met and married this wonderfully exotic woman and had Lily and had her sister. And Lily is on course, you know, freshman at UCLA when her sister is raped and murdered. And this completely derails her, and Lily feels responsible because she should have been looking out for her sister, good Chinese sister that she is, and she didn't. And she had been a lifelong martial arts practitioner in the Chinese martial art of wushu. And she had been training in the sneaky Japanese ninjutsu on the side, in the sly, you know? And so when her sister is raped and murdered, she dedicates herself to becoming a big sister to a city and a protector of women. And so she stops the competition style and focuses only on the practical, you know, ninja arts to rescue and protect women by working through a women's shelter. So that was the first book. Now, the second book, The Ninja's Blade, comes out September 1st. And I got to tell you, I'm so excited about this book. I'm so in love with it. This is the advanced reader copy, so it still has the, you know, the white back, and they say nice stuff about the Ninja Daughter. And ooh, it's got this really super cool blurb from Meg Gardner. I love this. Lily Wong is gutsy, smart, and irresistible, just like the Ninja's Blade. Love that. And so this book, in this book, Lily Wong has more trouble than she was bargaining for when her controlling grandparents arrive in Los Angeles from Hong Kong at the very same time she goes undercover in the very dangerous and gritty world of youth sex trafficking. So this is a really dark book and really gritty, but also really fun. Because you get to meet Lily's grandparents, who are so darn adorable and troublesome. So, you know, which brings me to the whole Lily Wong series as a whole. What I wanted to do with this series was I wanted to infuse culture and family dynamics and relationships into a fast-paced action thriller, which is not something you see usually, right? Usually if you want the family dynamic and you want cultural, you know, deep, you know, enter another cultural community, you go into literary fiction, you go into historical fiction, you don't go into an action thriller. But I wanted it all because I like action thrillers and I like complex mysteries, and I used to write screenplays, and so I'm used to keeping that pace and keeping that tension. So when I did this, what I did was I plotted it out using screenwriting techniques, which, by the way, is the way I do all of my novels. The Ninja Daughter was the first novel published, but it wasn't the first novel written. I had 2 novels in submission at the time and 2 complete outlines with chapter by chapter summaries for both sequels, and a complete outline chapter by chapter summary and partially written for a 5th novel when I got the 2-book deal for the Ninja Daughter. So I had a method, right? And so I like a 4-act structure, which I pull from screenwriting, the 2nd and 3rd act being the big middle. I know about how many chapters I tend to put in about 25,000 words for each act. So I lay out my idea of that. I put in summary ideas. What this structure allows me to do is create tension points, beats, climactic points for each act. So that creates a lot of tension and twisting and turning and pacing and things like that, because it's happening in every act. And when I outline it, now I use Scrivener. I used to do the whole sticky tab, and I used to put it in colored tabs. And so now in Scrivener, I give it a color label so that I can keep track of which of my scenes have action, which of my scenes have family, which of my scenes have, you know, like the B storyline, so that I can make sure that my readers are never getting out of touch with a particular person or a particular, you know, story arc, and that I don't cram too much action, or that I don't let the space go too far without that. And that's allowed me to really keep that high pace action thrilling. And so I kind of wanted to toss that out because of my background, right? So I was a career martial artist, and before that I was a dancer on Broadway television film. I was actually in the original company of the first national company of Cats, the first national tour of Cats. So this was, oh my gosh, back in 1983, 84. Yeah, I'm that old. So Maggie, you had asked me earlier, how do I maintain fitness and conditioning? Because, okay, secret between you and me, I just turned 59. Okay, so I'm not a young chick, all right? And yet I really do what I can to maintain my physical conditioning. And if I was talking to a teenager, my advice would be, whatever physical activity you're doing, whatever level you're doing, don't stop. Don't ever stop, because it's much harder to pick it up again later in life than it is to simply continue and adjust and scale down, which is what I've had to do. But as a writer, when I stopped training and teaching 9.5 years ago. And of course, that was a very active lifestyle. And I committed at that point to a career as a fiction writer, a sedentary occupation. That took a lot of effort from me. There was a lot of physical discomfort. There was cramping. I'd fall asleep, you know. I was like a shark, you know, stop moving, you fall asleep. And so I had to find a way to stay kinetic, even doing something so sedentary. So I have a few tricks, and I thought I'd share it with you. Number one, I start writing standing up at a bistro table. Then I move to sitting on a bench, on the stool. Then at some point I will take my computer, it's a laptop, outside or to a couch, and I'll lay down. Or if my back is starting to ache, I'll kneel like I'm meditating, or on a meditation bench that helps me to kneel. So when I was, before my total hip replacement, yeah, remember I said that old thing? Before that, I used to sit in the splits. I used to actually sit on the floor in the splits with my computer on, on an ottoman and type. The point is, I change up my position. I don't just sit for 8 hours, because I write every day. So I put in a full day of writing business that the beginning of the day and the majority of the day is in creative writing. And then there's business stuff and, essays and articles and stuff that I usually put in the afternoon. And so it's a full day. It can be anywhere from 8 to 10 hours. And if I'm under a crunch, 12, 14 hours. And so I can't just sit in one position. It's not good for me. So I keep switching it up. And then what I try and do is insert little moments of kinetic activity. So if I'm going to the bathroom, I'll go upstairs. I might do a 1-minute plank in the living room, just a little thing. I might do a little bit of a stretch. At the end of the day, I try and stop with enough time before I have to fix dinner to be able to do some form of exercise, either taking a walk, taking a hike, putting some time in the exercycle, maybe a fitness app with, I have a Nike fitness app that gives me 10 minutes even of, weight training, free weights, or a YouTube yoga videos. I'm very fond of that. I have a channel that I like that has 200 things in different degrees of difficulty and time. You can do 10 minutes, you can do an hour, you can do beginning, you can do advanced, whatever. I try and do something physical like that at the end of every day. So that's what I do.
Well, that's great. I think we would love to talk to you more. Maybe you'll come back and talk to us again.
Sure.
That would be great. What a great morning. And I want to thank you so much. Where can people find out more about you, Tori?
Oh my goodness. If you want to learn more about the upcoming Ninja's Blade, which by the way, you can pre-order signed copies at certain bookstores, yay. And if you want to learn more about the Ninja Daughter, just go to my website, which is torieldridge.com.
Okay. And we're going to be putting the link to your website and to your books in our show notes. Thank you very much. Best of luck on Ninja's Blade. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Okay, and thank you, everybody. Next week, we're going to welcome Ava Homa, author of The Daughters of Smoke and Fire. So we'll see you next Wednesday at the same time. Everybody have a good week. Bye.